Hello guys! Welcome back to another one of my deck guides, and today we are finally doing BY Ace ST-22 version. So this video took me a while because I had to play this BY Ace deck like for 2-3 weeks straight. Once the thing was out on the sim, I've been trying it and I've been trying to find different ways to make it work. Ultimately, this is what I landed with. It's still, unfortunately, largely a ST-13 deck. At the end of the video, I'm going to put an alternative version which is a largely ST-22 version, so you can check that out if you really want to make the ST-22 work. But between those two, both are decent decks, I think. However, this BY Ace one is possibly tier 1. The other one is definitely not. It's probably like a tier 2 deck. Overall, I also think that the ST-22 leader itself is not great. I've seen people play the OP06 Sanji Secret Rare with it, but I felt like I was beating it most of the time with my BY Ace deck. So this is my opinion. I think that the ST-13 BY Ace is better, but if you don't agree, you want to try something else, by all means go ahead. Alright, so let me explain this deck list. So primarily, this is still a ST-13 deck. So you have your Garb and your 2 baby cards. What you want to do is, before you reach 10 dawns, already attack your opponent so much that they have very little life left, and then close out with 2 Ace and Newgate cards. The pacing is, in the beginning part of the game, the baby cards are important, so you can get your leader to 7k attack most of the turns. So search with Guard if you can, get your key cards, okay? And then towards the later part of the game, where you run out of key cards, I didn't put Sabo in because I didn't think the 5-cost Sabo cards are great and it's a bit costly. But this event card, on the other hand, is really good. What happens is that you get more of that 2k so that your leader is defended. At the same time, right, you give yourself a turn where you have that big hitting card that sometimes is required to end the game. Okay, the adult cards that I chose, the ones that are not controversial will be Rush Ace. I think you understand why Rush Ace. Then you have your 6k attack but can be up to 8k attack Luffy. Also gives it the control of the life. So in case for some reason you have more than 2 life, you can still make Rush Ace happen. And of course the removal 5-cost Luffy from Egghead. This 3 I don't think is arguable. You probably want to have this 3. Okay, the one that is more controversial will be this Ace card. So why this Ace card is controversial? If you really want to make this mainly for the baby cards, right, usually you use this EB02 Ace instead because it allows you to search and draw it. Okay, my problem with this is, one, my deck here, it really has no blockers and I don't feel so safe about it. And 2, I think the 5k attack in this meta where a lot of your opponents didn't have 6k, it didn't really do too much for me. Okay, and lastly, for me, right, because I don't only play for the babies, I also play for the Newgate card. Drawing 2 and then switching out 2 gives me a higher chance of getting the cards that I want, especially a Newgate card. So between these two, eventually I settled for this blocker Ace. But honestly, I think this is also a fantastic choice. So it really depends on the style that you are going for. I think for some of you where you really want to be super aggressive, you don't really care about the Ace and Newgate cards, this might be a better option. I think this, right, is going to be that weak looking card that really makes your BY Ace deck better. It just gives you so much more consistency in using your baby cards and your leader effect. So I think this is really good. I think as long as you can get your leader effect up, right, the Ace and Newgate card is better because you don't take any damage. Your Zeus card, all this will be better. So having another option to increase your chances of all these other effects working for you, especially these two, this is just a very good addition. So for Hiyori, I think it's very simple why we want it. For Zeus, I think the price is a bit bigger, but at the same time, right, with its low cost, what happens is sometimes at the beginning part of the game, you don't actually have a low enough life for Ace to get rushed. This gives you more control about how much life you have, and at the same time you KO your opponent's 5-cost card. So this is pretty good. Okay, in the gameplay you're gonna see later, I actually didn't choose this. What I used was your Makino card. Okay, so I think Makino is also pretty good, but overall, this initially for the 2k counter for that extra chance of knowing when I can play the kid card, but eventually I think Zeus wins out. I placed this Ace and Newgate card, although its effect is mediocre, just so that I have higher chance of making sure my leader has that plus 2k advantage. Depending on how you like it, you can change this deck up a little bit, but I'll just show you how it works in the next few games that I play later. Okay, so let's check out the games. Okay, announcement time. If you do not already know, the PRV02 is coming out, and it's like so many boxes in the whole case that the case is going to cost you 1000 SGD. So I was thinking for a while now that whenever I buy loose boxes, I have this fear that it's going to be filtered. After a while, I just wonder if it's possible for a community of introverts who actually don't want to get to know each other too well to, through a channel, come together and save some money and get that security on a loose box. So what I hope to do, and I want to see if you guys are interested. If you're interested, comment down below. I will buy cases depending on how many of you are interested. Obviously I can't buy like 10-20 cases, but a couple of cases it should be fine. If enough people are interested, I can buy an extra, and then I'll meet all of you somewhere in the center of Singapore, like maybe around City Hall, and then you can come and then pick your own boxes at the cost price that I'm getting. So I'll not spike up the price just to get back some money or anything, but I just think it's a good favor to the community. We meet somewhere, you pick your boxes before I open them for my box opening, and then after that you can be assured that it's unfiltered and you get it at a cheaper price. So only for Singaporean viewers, and of course I can't do it for everybody, it's really while stock lasts, depending on how many cases I get. If you're interested, comment down below and we'll see whether there's a way for introverts who don't want to get close relationship with other players, a way to get cheap cards, surely unfiltered, together. So yep, comment down below if you're interested, and I will open up Instagram account just to DM and make this thing work. Well, against Blue Purple Luffy, we need a very smooth startup, so let's hope for the best. So honestly, I don't really like this hand because Baby Luffy for my deck, number of Luffy cards I have is not high enough. It's very unlikely that I won't get anything here. And yep. Oh, I do. That's great. Right, this. Let's leave one for El Tor just in case. Should I take it? If I take it, I can use this. I will take it. Let's say if I luck out and I get a Ace Baby, I can use this, and I might be able to end the game. Some of the Blue Purple Luffy run that 2-cost chopper, so I don't know whether he's going to have any blocker on him with just 3 Dawn cards. Okay, I mean Luffy is pretty good still, but we'll have to see if we get lucky enough. Nope. Yeah, it's really unlikely, honestly. So I was really drawing against chances here. I'll still put the Luffy down first, and then we'll see what happens after that. Yeah, I think he probably has gear 2, yes. 2 Dawns? Means he doesn't have a lot of things. It's 9k for me. He can't use Sanji, he's probably gonna put a Katakuri down or... Oh, okay, this is okay, this works too. That was a pretty good move. So 9 Dawn turn. Try to get another baby. This time we have no ace, so I probably won't draw any. I'll put an ace down, ace card, and Newgate card, and then with this, I'll try to strike him again with 8k. He probably has more gear too. Oh, okay. Jetling is okay. I would think it's about time he places the either Big Mom down or Sanji. Right, O6 Sanji is here. This I want to counter. Yeah, Big Mom is a natural choice. Game plan is to use this to put Ace up, to use this, but there is no rush because of Big Mom. And then with all of this left, I will put this out. Okay, and I will strike. If he does this, he can't use his leader effect next turn, which is good for me, I guess. Oh, another Big Mom. I'll take this. I will take this. Okay, so this was my ideal case. I'm hoping for the best here, guys. Okay, we have an ace. Okay, so 8k here. And then this is already 11k, so this is really high. Just in case, right, we should put in a bit more. I think I could have knocked out one of these cards, but I don't think that would have been helpful. Oh, Usuhachi, good move. I might have won because he decided to all-in me. I mean, I could do this. It doesn't really make a difference. Then I'll use the rush card. So I'll probably win this. Because they all in with all the dons. Yep. So this is one of the rare times that even though they had Big Mom to really disturb my life and everything, I managed to win. I had a very good kit draw here against this blue-purple Luffy deck. So overall, I think it went well. This is a good example of how BY Ace can beat BP Luffy. Okay, so the other very good leader card in this meta will be green-purple Luffy. We'll see how this BY Ace leader card can deal with it. This is a decent hand, not the best, but we will keep it. Okay, 0-0 OP 5. Next turn, he might try to ramp. And another Searcher Nami. Okay, so we have Garp here. With 0-0 in his hands, it's very unlikely that he will play something to get rid of my child card. So I'm just going to take a risk and put it out anyways. Ace is better. Okay, and then I'll just put Baby Ace out. Okay, the Sanjay and Pudding is out. A lot of Searcher, this guy. So at least 2 Sanjay and Pudding in his hands. Means not super lot of counters. Could work in our favor. Oh, another Garp. Okay. I find that it will be super unlikely if I don't have either Ace or Luffy. So to me, it wasn't much of a risk here. I don't think I need more than one Ace and Newgate. No, my finger spasm. I didn't mean to put baby down, that's bad. Oh well, okay, we get another Luffy here. And hopefully we get to find another kid card. And another ace, that is nice. So with 10k, we'll strike him. Most probably he'll take damage. If my hands didn't spasm, I could have another kid card out, and then next turn, it will be a much smoother curve for me. But my hand had to shake, very annoyingly. Oh, he forgot to have this game ending Luffy. I will take the risk and pull out the next baby card. And with 10k, we will strike the opponent. If he has Gum Giant, it's actually not good for him because he doesn't have a lot of Dons. Right, so good that we cleared like so many of his cards on this turn. I kind of feel like attacking him. I have the life to spam. Right, so I thought this would take away one of his life. I know that he has at least one Sanji Pudding in his hand just now. So there was not a lot of cards. Cause this turn will be really dangerous. Okay, interesting that he frees my ace. That's a bit strange, but okay. If there's an ace here, this will be a good bet. So no, I should have taken a top. That's terrible. Okay, it's okay. Can we still try to end this? Okay. Let's try. Okay, here goes nothing. Right, so I think with this, again, if the right draws, I wasn't super lucky. I think if I got maxed out luck, I could have gotten this down and then played this card down again. So my leader card will be at 9k. So almost there is no way he can touch me next turn, and next turn I'll probably destroy him. So either ways, I think I'll have won. So this is a pretty good mid-tempo deck. Well, another good deck in this meta is purple-yellow pudding. I don't know whether we get to use the event card. We have it here. Hopefully we can. So we'll keep this in hopes that we get to try the event card and hopefully show that it's actually good. I think like almost 99% of the time, the second turn will be pudding herself. So I'm not very concerned that they'll try to remove my ace card. Oh, another baby ace. Okay, this is the best case scenario for me, I think, because I'm very concerned that they have like a way to get rid of like lower cost cards. I mean lower attack cards. Just a fear from playing Shanks, but we'll see how it goes here. So we will attack with 9k. I still don't recall that they have a way to deal with my baby, so we'll just place out the baby card. Right, I kind of forgot. Maybe they just want to see what's the top card and then bam a bit. Okay, we have another baby, but there's a lot of ace in my hand. Ooh, it's another rush ace. Kind of good for me. Yeah, I can't use the rush because my life is too high, but still, I think this is so far a pretty good outcome. Oh, he tried to counter it. Okay, that's pretty expensive, quite costly for him. Or her, I don't know. Lin. So Lin has the ability to get rid of my card and then not give me the extra health because of Ace's leader effect. Very annoying. 8 cost, probably a Katakuri. I'll use Eltor here. Yep, Katakuri. So I felt like I needed that firepower from my deck still. Okay. I have quite a lot of life. I feel like I'll just use this immediately. let's attack with the aces first. Okay, I'm suspecting that he will kind of block it here. Okay, and then we will play Newgate. We got lucky with the ace too, and then now we have a baby in our hands, so everything worked out perfectly. So you see here, this is one of the ways that we can get that plus 2k, even though I had no babies in my hand. Come on, Luffy, Luffy! Okay, Luffy, and it's the one that I want. It's great. Okay, we'll use this. Right, so this is now very high. When I strike with Ace and Newgate, most likely they're going to use category to block it. If not, it's -2 life, right? Here I think it's about 3 to 4. So that will be 12k tops. So I'm going to give you 12k. And then we'll probably get rid of category. Yep. Okay, so with this tool, we are going to try to get rid of enough life from this pudding. Okay, my concern here is that actually a lot of my cards here, they don't have counters. So that is slightly worrying. Okay, I'm going to pretend that I have Altor in my hands. Okay. I'm guessing she's going to try to play like a Big Mom here or another category. Let's force it. I don't really have much cards left, and there's no babies or anything left for me to amp my life, my leader card up to 7k, so the next turn is going to be very important. Okay. So that wasn't very helpful. I think I should win. Okay, we're going to put $10k. I was like really hoping that, so this is a complete waste. I was hoping that I can get like a baby ace or something, put a rush ace up, and then it would really be the perfect game, right? But I guess life doesn't work that way. Right, so it really is a very strong deck, this blue-yellow Luffy, blue-yellow ace deck. So that was the gameplay for your BY Ace deck, or rather the ST-13 BY Ace deck. I think really is a very strong mid-tempo, mid-range deck. I think that in this meta with blue-purple Luffy being such a menace, it really has quite a lot of potential to be tier 1. Okay, but for this other deck that I'm showing you, I think it's also pretty fun and pretty strong. I tried it out for a few games and I actually won quite a couple. I think the weakness of it is really that it has a lot lower consistency. So what I did is that I used this card as the backbone of the deck. So the turn where I have 3 costs, if I have Namil, I can arrange it so that I have Mako and Ace, or this Atmos card and Ace line up, so that in the next turn I can place 2 cards down onto the field. So with Ace and Mako is 6k 6k because of Mako's effect eventually. With Ace and Atmos, I can bounce back one of your opponent's 4-cost card, giving me a slight advantage on the board. So I think this is also quite a mid-range deck that allows me to almost swarm the field. Okay, and then after that I will just end off with Kozuki Oden and my Ace and Newgate. So these are the 2 more aggressive late game cards to close off the game. Overall, I think It has less of that defensive, offensive capacity that the baby cards give, but with the event card and also your one set of baby cards, it's still pretty decent. I still use Zeus here. I think the 2K counter is very good, and with the leader effect, it's just a very good addition. So this set overall, I think is a bit lousier than ST-13 set. I might be wrong, you can try it out for yourself and see how it can work out, but still a deck that you can consider. And the benefit of both this deck and the ST-13 deck, right, is that it's actually quite cheap. So if you don't want to spend like $20 per Secret Rare Sanji, or you don't want to spend like $20-$30 per Green Purple Luffy or your Sanji Pudding card, I think this ST-22 decks are really so worth the money. Okay, and another leader that I want to talk about, which I didn't introduce, is your Mako card that really benefits from ST-22. So if you're interested in seeing a deck list for Mako, you can comment down below as well, and I can consider making one of how Mako can be possibly one of the best control deck in the meta. So what boosts Mako in this meta is really the Izo. Giving it the ability to search for almost any Whitebeard card is really good, and additionally, right, this event card might just work very well for Mako. I know that you lose a life, but at the same time, right, the red Ever Newgate cards are really good. You have your 7k Ever Newgate card that works so well with this Mako, right? That's why it has become such a top tier control deck. The 5k KO effect, so good. So that with this Ever Newgate event card seems to be pretty good. And then you have your 9 cost red Ever Newgate card that bumps up your leader by 2k. So 2k plus 2k, your Mako is going to be 9k for a turn. It's actually pretty insane. Of course, it takes up space, so you might not want to use the event card ultimately. But I think just with Izo alone is really good enough. If anything, right, I feel like the ST-22 leader benefited the least from the ST-22 deck. I think BY Ace and Mako seem to be so much better. But I might be wrong, maybe you guys can try out the ST-22 leader card when it's out. So really depends on how you look at it, and if you have any opinions, any suggestions for me to make my deck even better, please comment down below. If not, thank you for watching and joining us once again. See you again when you open out ST-22. Hopefully, we get lucky and pull a super good alternate art card. Alright, bye bye guys!